In this video, I will share the 5 best visas in France for freelancers, entrepreneurs, remote workers, and investors, including the real options for digital nomads. Each one fits a different kind of person, and most people pick the wrong one because they don't know all 5 exist. I'll show you all of them, who each one fits, the pros and cons, and the one thing that disqualifies most people for each. And by the end, I'll tell you the catch that knocks out the most people, and why most freelancers default to the wrong one because of it. Let's go. If you ended up here looking for the French digital nomad visa, that one doesn't exist. It's actually a scam. I covered it in another video, link in the description. I went through this process myself, got rejected on one visa, approved on another. These are the 5 real options. First, the Profession Libérale visa, also called the French entrepreneur visa or freelancer visa. When you get this visa, you can register as a micro entrepreneur in France, France's version of a sole proprietor. This is the simplest path in, and it's the visa most freelancers actually need. It's for consultants, designers, coaches, freelance writers, developers, and anyone working independently for clients abroad or in France. If you're a one-person operation with no employees, this is probably your visa. The catch is that there is a revenue ceiling of around 83,600 euros a year for service work. About that, you have to switch business structures. You also need to show your activity is economically viable with a real business plan. Projected income of at least the French minimum wage, around 21,876 euros a year. And if your profession is regulated, lawyers, doctors, accountants, architects, you need the French qualifications for it. If you want the best visa for you in less than 3 minutes, check out my France Visa Selection Toolkit. It's free. It includes a custom GPT and Claude skill. You just answer a few questions that take you less than 3 minutes, and it will instantly show the best visas for you. You also get a checklist of all the documents you need to apply for any of these 5 visas. The link is in the description. Second, the Passeport Talent Création, the enterprise visa for setting up a real French company. This is the visa I have. With this, you register a proper legal entity like an SAS or an SARL that's separate from yourself. This is a step up from Profession Libérale. It's for high-earning freelancers whose revenue will exceed the micro-entrepreneur ceiling. Agency owners, e-commerce businesses, anyone who needs a separate legal entity or plans to scale beyond themselves. The catch is a 30,000 euro minimum investment in your French company. The company has to be registered before you even apply for the visa, with the funds deposited in a French bank account. You also need a master's degree or 5 years experience. The setup is more complex and the accounting costs are higher. The upside is that there's no revenue ceiling, you have real liability protection, you can hire employees, and the visa is 4 years instead of 1. Your spouse also gets a Talent Famille visa and can work immediately. If you earn over 80,000 euros a year or want to grow beyond yourself, this is the one to look into. I have a separate video on how I applied for this visa and got it in 9 days after getting rejected for the Profession Libérale visa. I share the steps I took and the mistakes I made so you don't have to. Third, the Passeport Talent for innovative projects, often called the French Tech visa. This is a startup founder visa, part of the French tech ecosystem, specifically for people building something genuinely innovative, like tech entrepreneurs, app developers, and SaaS founders who can get into the French tech ecosystem. There's no 30,000 euro investment requirement and no education requirement, which makes it more accessible than the Passeport Talent visa. The catch is that you need to be accepted by a French tech partner, incubator, or get letters of support from 2 ecosystem actors, research organizations, qualified individuals, or established companies, and your project has to be genuinely innovative, not just an app, actually innovative. If you're building a tech startup and can get incubator support, this is the strongest visa on the list. 4 years, no investment, and spouse works automatically. Fourth, the investor visa. This is for people putting significant capital into a French business. It's not about running things day to day, it's about investing. The catch is a 300,000 euro minimum investment in tangible or intangible assets in France, either through a company you direct or one in which you hold at least 30% of capital. You also have to create or maintain employment in France within 4 years of investing. The upside is there's no education requirement, no incubator approval needed, no day-to-day operational pressure. You get a 4-year visa and your spouse can work automatically. If you have 300,000 euros to invest and want maximum flexibility on how you spend your time in France, This is the path. Fifth, the artist visa. This is for established creative professionals like musicians, authors, visual artists, filmmakers, and performers, specifically for people who can demonstrate professional recognition in their field. The catch is that you have to prove an established reputation with press coverage, exhibitions, awards, contracts, and letters from peers. At least 51% of your income has to come from artistic work. The income threshold is lower than the other visas, about 70% of SMIC, around 1,276 euros a month. But you still have to show viability, and the evaluation of recognition is subjective. If you're an established creative with a real portfolio and industry credentials like press coverage, gallery shows, festival selections, signed contract, this is your path. The catch that knocks out most people is a 30,000 euro investment for the Passeport Talent Création enterprise visa. That's why most freelancers default to the Profession Libérale visa, even when scaling would suit them better. For most people watching this video, the real decision is between these two visas. I made that exact decision myself. I initially applied for the Profession Libérale visa, got rejected, then reapplied to the Passeport Talent Création enterprise visa and got approved in 9 days. I made this video where I explain both visas and the mistakes I made applying the first time, and what I did right the second time that got me a speedy approval, so you don't make the same mistakes I did. Watch it next.